Hello, everyone. How have you been? Well, as you know, I've been dating, and these dating apps are jokes. Like, really, you cannot get on the dating site. And there's so many men. Like, I cannot believe how many men. I'm wondering how many men how many profiles are robots and fake profiles. Like, I guarantee you the majority of them are fake. Um, but, like, you get hundreds of likes or 30 likes or 40 likes. I mean, I get 20 within the first 2 hours. And then it's just like ridiculous. And you can't see your likes unless you pay for them, which I think is stupid. But it doesn't really matter. And until you like somebody who has liked you, you can't talk to them. It's like, wow, that's POF anyway. And I have seemed to like POF better than Tinder or Bamble. I don't know how you Bumble. I don't know what it is. But I just don't like them. I get on them and then I get off of them. And I get on them and then I get off them. Currently off of them because it's ridiculous to me. Like, you try to talk to somebody and you talk to them, and by the third hour, literally by the third hour, they're trying to get down your pants. Like, no. Like, I am not that person. Like, ladies, please, if you are vulnerable, stay away from the apps because they're going to get you and suck you in and then use you. Literally. And there's too many scammers out there. Do not send anybody money. I don't care what they tell you. Do not feel sorry for them. Scammers will take your money and they don't care, and then you'll never talk to them again, or they keep making excuses and keep making excuses. Don't be scammed. Um, Even POF even sent out like an email stating that there was a lot of scammers and don't send them money. You don't know them, and just because they're validated doesn't mean they're still who they say they are. There's still ways to fool you. Um, Ladies, you most definitely shouldn't be sending men money. But and let me give you some pointers. If everything that you say they agree with, they are probably scammers. Listen to that. If everything that you say and they agree with you, that is my key flag. If they agree to everything that you say, like, oh yeah, that's going to be amazing. Da, 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 da. And if you read their profile, and at first it says they don't want kids, and then when you start talking to them, oh, well, we can consider kids. And I know my biggest thing is because I can't have kids, I want to adopt kids. So 2 guys have literally said, oh, well, adoption is different. No, it is not a different thing. I'm just not giving the child and having the child. A child is a child. There is still a commitment there. And I don't talk to them because I'm like, no, because you're just trying to get down somebody's pants. And now you're like, oh, she can't even get pregnant. So yay. So no, I don't talk to them. It's a deal breaker for me. But they try to say, oh, well, I'm open for kids. No, you aren't. You clearly said you weren't. And then now that you see a pretty face and you think I'm vulnerable and what's the other one? You're vulnerable. Oh, desperate. I'm not desperate either. So, ladies, 3 things. Do not be vulnerable. Do not be desperate. And don't be gullible. If you are not a strong enough woman to read through a man's bullshit, you do not need to be on the apps because I can feel it. Like, I feel when they're bullshitters. It's just like, really? Mm-mm. And don't ask for their ID because they can Photoshop that shit. If you don't know what you're looking for, like, for one, I had a guy send me his ID and he was smiling with his teeth, and we all know you cannot smile with your teeth with your driver's license. They don't allow it. That was my first red flag. The second red flag was that they used a template to sign the signature. Most people don't sign real nice and pretty, and they most definitely aren't going to sign it in a template thing. I'm so familiar with Word and Photoshop. that I know what to look for. And if you don't, you'll be scammed every time. Also, if they say they travel a lot, they're going to have a little star on their driver's license, because you cannot fly or go into a government building without that little star. So don't be fooled. Know the signs of a scammer. Never, never, never send them money. I can't stress that. Never, never, never send them money. There's no reason for you to be sending them money. If you don't know a person, you do not send them money. You do not Zelle them money. You do not Cash App them money. You do not, what's the other one? There's Zelle, Cash App, or Western Union, or, I can't remember the other one right now. There's several ways to send money. You don't need to be sending them money, ever. Unless you know a person, don't send money to people. What else to look out for? Oh, if they always start out with a mushy story, or they're a widow. I'm not saying that all of them, but majority of the ones that say that they're widowed, or they're raising their children, or what is that other one I like? Oh, they're living on a where they're the fuel person. God dang it, the oil rigs. They're living on the oil rigs. Trust me, those people do not need your money. And they will always ask you for some money to be able to talk to you. Don't send them money. No. These people are taking advantage of you because you're not knowledgeable of the internet. You're not knowledgeable of what people say, and you're not an empath. You can feel when they're bullshitting, but half the time you're just so gullible and so wanting that relationship, you just do what it is, and that's not helping you. It's really hurting you more than helping you. So, if you want a relationship, try to go to coffee shops. Try to go to the library. Find those outlets, the parks that have community things. There's also apps that are where you meet people that like the same interests as you. I think it's called meetups, but you got to be careful, because some dating apps, meetups means you're getting, or hookups. Hookups mean you're having sex. Meetups mean you're meeting like-minded people who like activities that you like. So there is a difference. Meetups are meeting like-minded people, and hookups are meeting for sex. It's sad that we even have to have a conversation like this, but for whatever reason, our society has decided that sex is more important than bonding with somebody, and I think that's just ugly. I think a person should want to bond with somebody and really be intimate mentally before physical. But what do I know? I guess because I have not really been in the dating scenes in a long, long time. Sorry, I've slept most of the day, but I'm still tired. I literally slept all morning. I just took a break today. I decided I wasn't going into work. I did go in for a couple hours, but I really just wanted to be to myself. And then I decided, well, let's make a video on, dating. Dating shouldn't be difficult. I've noticed, ladies, if you're really wanting a gentleman, they are not on those dating sites. So we have to figure out where else to meet these guys, because evidently there's no good apps to meet a gentleman. I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I apologize. But I'm going to have to start researching really good areas. I thought if I got myself out more, and I'm going to go to the apple orchard and the pumpkin patch, and I'm going to go to haunted houses, because fall is everybody's favorite time to be out, and I was really hoping to find somebody to do those things with, but it looks like I'll probably be going solo, so I really do want to do that stuff. But I want you ladies to understand you cannot be vulnerable and needy with these dating apps because they will take advantage of you. You have to be a strong-willed woman to get through those apps. And even though I'm strong, I'm over them. I can't. I'm not even. There's too many illegit men out there who have bad intentions. They do not have your best interests in mind at all. So don't even turn to the dating apps. You need to start reaching out to friends who have friends. I've been asking my friends at work, my associates at work, and none of them have anybody. So I'm like, really? Like, out of all you people that come in here, nobody has a single person who's eligible to be a good guy? Like, really? Like, so I'm still looking, and it's still a struggle, but I'm not giving up. I am not giving up on love. Like, I refuse to give up on love. I think I'm going to try to find some spiritual hangout places here. I'm sure there's something. I'm just not aware of them. So I am going to do some research about spiritual outlets or hangouts for people, because I know there's got to be places that people meditate and do yoga, aerial swings. I think all that is kind of in the same category. Excuse me. But the parks should be safe, but they're really not safe either, because there's assholes out there that hang out there too. But I mean, we really need to do some soul searching and find out some places that are safe places to date. And because, like, I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want somebody who drinks all the time. I don't want somebody who even needs to drink. So I don't want to be that. There's guys that come in to Advance all the time, but they always talk, well, let's go get a drink. Or the one guy came in and wanted us to get on the boat, and he wanted a 6-pack, and I was like, no, I don't need to be around somebody who drinks. Like, to me, I can have a good time on the boat without a drink. If you have to drink to have fun, well, you're not really my person. So, and I know that. So, um, a glass of wine in the hot tub or a glass of wine in the pool is okay, but I don't need to have the whole bottle to have fun. It's just like, I don't want somebody who smokes. One of the guys I was talking to, he did smoke, and I told him, like, if you smoke, you can't smoke around me, because for one, marijuana makes me instantly, my stomach gets upset, and depending on the strand of it, also pisses me off. So, yeah, I don't like it, and most men won't respect you enough to not do it around you. So I prefer not to have one who smokes. I love horseback riding. I see a few of the guys on the apps who was on horses, but unfortunately they weren't very good looking. And I need some kind of physical about somebody to be attracted to them in order to lay with them. I mean, they don't have to be drop dead gorgeous, but they have to be semi-cute, even their body. I can do a thick body with a cute face, but I can't do a thick body with an ugly face. So I need some kind of balance there. It's just like me, I have a pretty face and a thick body. So if you don't like thick girls, you're not going to like me. So it's fine with me. It's okay. But I want a thick body, and I would prefer a nice looking face, but that's really hard to find, it seems. I think all those men are taken. But I want somebody who likes horseback riding, loves the nature, likes to build with his hands, loves woodworking, because I want to learn how to woodwork and build tiny houses. I want that person to have the same interests as me, who loves the forest. I mean, I can't hunt, but I can, if they hunt and clean it, I can cook it. So, I'm great with cooking, great with Fishing, now that's something I can do. I can fish, put my hook on, put the worm on the hook, take the fish off the hook. I can cook the fish, I can clean the fish. That is something, and I think the only reason I can do that because fish don't have a lot of blood like animals do, and I'm very soft-hearted when it comes to an animal. I don't want to have to take its life, but if my partner can, that's fine. Like I said, I can cook it, season that bad boy up, and make it nice and neat. I want somebody who camps, who knows how to utilize their hands and build things because I really want to do all that stuff. Like, I want to own 75 acres of land. I really want to utilize the land and not outsource our building material. If you know how to use the land, everything's right there. So I need a man who knows all that and will work beside me, and hopefully we will have a community of people who will want to do that. My goal is to find enough people, and I don't want them right next to me, and I don't want neighbors, but 75 acres of land, there's a ton of it, but I still want people on the property and utilizing it and harnessing it, and we grow together and our kids grow up together. And like I said, I want more kids. That is a deal breaker for me. I cannot have kids, but I want them. I want to adopt them. And it's very important to me to have that. And I want to find that man, which my problem is I think my man is probably somewhere out in the woods doing the things that I want to do, and he's not caring where I'm at. So, because I'm on this computer thing, so until I know how to find him, I'm not going to find him. So, I need to get out and try to find somebody that has land close to me where I can build on. Um, well, I don't want to make this real long. I just want to tell you, ladies, you need to have a strong heart being out here because these men out here are ugly. Like, they are literally sexualized and they only see you as a piece of meat. And that is not right. You are not a piece of meat. You're a woman and you should be respected as a woman. And, I'm very stickler when I go out on a date and a guy isn't talking to my eyes and he talks to my chest. I will excuse myself and I don't come back to the table. I actually leave because I respect myself enough to know that I want to be treated like a woman, not a piece of meat. You do not treat me as if you're going to take me back to your place and we're going to have sex. No, I am not a prostitute. I am not a hooker. You're not going to degrade me or devalue me. I know sex is essential for a relationship, but it's not everything that's in a relationship. So until I find that guy who actually respects me and really tries to get to know me. The last guy that I was talking to this week, I was talking to a guy and he was very nice. He great eye contact. It's just he could not keep a conversation, and I'm not going to initiate it every time. I didn't have a connection with him because he wasn't trying to connect with me. Um, and I know I was his type, and he was kind of my type. He was a little older. He was 55. And that's not too much older. He's like 4 years older than me. So, no, I'm sorry. A little older. He's six. I'm 46. I keep forgetting how old I am. I'm 46 and he was 55. So, I just wasn't connecting to him because he wasn't initiating the conversation. I kept initiating it, and it was not really something I'm good at. I come from the generation you don't talk unless you're spoken to. And although I can speak, I still want them to show initiative that they're interested. And it just felt like he was more interested in my body than he was really with me. So, I could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. I told him there just wasn't enough there for me to be interested, and I ended it. And I know he has his hands full also with his mom. Everybody has their hands full, but if you still don't have the initiative to at least say, hey, I'm having a bad day with my mom, I'll talk to you later. How hard is it to text 3 words, hey, I'm having a bad day, I'll talk to you tomorrow? that's not that bad. I mean, I'm always busy, but I always take the time out for the person that I know I'm trying to connect with to make that obvious connection that, hey, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just really busy with other things. And to me, I kept feeling like he was still trying to find someone else, like he was just dating around to find out what he could get from somebody. I mean, I don't know. I listen to my instincts, and if my instincts aren't settling with you, I am most definitely not going to give you the time of day. And my best friend was like trying to tell me it was just me being insecure, and I'm very in tune with myself, so I didn't believe that. I was like, no, I know when somebody's not being right. I don't need verification or clarification to know that they're not doing right. I'm going to follow my instincts. My angels are always out there filling people out for me. It really sucks that, and I was telling her, I was like, when there's those guys that are really sexualized, they're really um, my empath feels their like hunger and really want, but if you don't know how to manage that energy, it will literally draw you in and suck you up, and you're whoop, yeah. And I know how to de-escalate myself and push away, and no, 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 I don't think so. You better slow down. They don't like it. I'm a strong woman. There's a reason I'm a strong woman. I understand how to manage myself. I'm not allowing myself to get um, drawn into your pleasure. I want it, but I need the mental more than I need the physical. I need mental stimulation to feel comfortable with you, to get in bed with you, because I want to connect. I want to grow old together. I want to know that we can handle each other on our bad days, on our good days, not just in our sexual energy mode. I want more than that. And there are some ladies who can, like, they'll just let it be drilled in, and then they realize this man is a piece of shit, and it's not fair that they are now connected to their sexual energy but not their physical energy. A lot of these men are broken, and if you're not able to handle them, they'll break you down as well. And that's one thing about relationships right now, is you really need to be able to communicate well on a mental level. And I'm still struggling with that because, again, I come from that generation that you only spoke when you were spoken to. And I I communicate, but sometimes it's not in a healthy way. So I get really irritated quickly and angry, and sometimes I'll raise my voice too much. So I also want that man who can de-escalate my insecurities in a calm manner and a healthy manner. And that was one of the things that the gentleman and I were talking about. I was like, I really struggle with being able to express my emotions in a healthy way. And I said, I do make sure um I how did I explain that to him the other day? Because we he told me, you should always just wait to have a conversation when you calm down. Well, I usually do. But if I still come to you when I'm calmed down and it triggers something in you, and then you trigger me, then we're both yelling at each other, and I don't want that. But, he was an older gentleman, and he's like, well, I've learned to walk away, and then when we're both settled down, and we can readdress it. And I'm like, well, that at least you understand we have to readdress it when we're both calmed down. Well, some men aren't like that. They don't understand that we are so emotionally broken and disconnected from our bodies that half the time we don't even know the emotions that we are going through. And I think it is very essential to know that, because if you do not know the emotion that you're feeling, or you need to address, then you cannot communicate well. I've been learning about emotions for the past probably, I don't know, 6-7 years now, because you know about happy, sad, depressed, Those are the ones you really only know about, but there's so many more. There's anxiety, there's jealousy and anger, jealousy, there's you don't want to share things, selfishness, there's so many different types of emotions that sometimes you think it's just sadness, but it's not really sadness. Something else triggered another emotion that's deeper, and it's actually jealousy. And it's jealousy because you're not used to having something that was yours be taken away, or seeing your person talking to another person, and you don't know how to handle that in a healthy way because you've been cheated on, you've been raped or abused or abandoned, or you have different I'm trying to think of the words. You have different types of emotions because of what you've gone through, either with your family or within a relationship. You got to remember, most of you are going through your relationships and only have the experiences of with your family. And when you're starting to learn a man or learn your woman, you don't understand the emotions that you guys are going through. And when you guys address some things, you both get angry at each other because one person has one way of handling, the other person has another way of handling it. And when you try to do it together, you fail because you both both of you want it your way, and it only needs to be done one way, and you feel like your way is the right way. Sometimes it's best if you just dump everything you've learned and start fresh and realize there may be another way to learn something. Like, your way isn't always the right way. I want to go into this deeper, but not on this, because this is something that really needs to be addressed. But, if you ever heard the Celestine prophecy, there are different types of the way people are raised. And, those of us who were raised that this needs to be done right this minute when you're told, and then you have another person who's told, oh, well, you need to have this done, and they don't have a time limit, that gets this person who had structure angry because this person has none. They don't care when it's done. They know it needs to be done, but they'll do it when they want to. And this person who was taught, you need to do this and you need to do it right now, or they got their ass beat. This person, they didn't care. They got it done, and if it was that day, that next day, or that next by the end of the month, they had such a family understanding that as long as it was done, they didn't care. This family, if you were told you needed to be done, it needed to be done right now, and if you didn't get it done, you got your ass beat or grounded or whatever, both. There was different things, and so now these two are so they have a lot of conflict because of the way they were brought up. And I think a lot of that's going on in a lot of relationships. They don't know how to handle the emotions and the differences in a healthy structure manner. You have to meet in the middle. Like, you need to know that stuff before you even move in. Like, I don't move in with people. I will not move in with a man unless we're married. And I'm hoping we'll know each other well enough before we even decide that type of stuff. Like, I was raised that everything had its place. A military man is also raised that everything has its place. Somebody who has no structure, has no time management skills, has no like guidance of how things should be. Like, you have a laundry basket for your laundry. The laundry basket, I like mine in the bathroom, but some people put it in their closet, or they put it in their bedroom. Everything is different, but those little details are essential in a relationship. You're learning, especially the first 2 to 3 years of your relationship, you're learning those kind of boundaries and what they like and what they don't like. And, by the 5th or 6th year, you're literally learning what they do like, what they don't like, how they are liking, and most of them, by then, you've finally learned each other, or you've learned what you both like better, or if you guys didn't communicate, then now you're broken up. So, and that's what I've noticed in a lot of relationships. They don't know how to communicate, so they're breaking up because they're done walking on eggshells for their loved one, because they would rather break up and start over, which they'll probably find somebody even worse, than trying to correct what they had and build from it. Better and for worse is not about a perfect marriage, because there is no perfect marriage. You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to go through heartache. You're going to go through hurtful words, and you're going to damage one another. But if you guys can look past what you were taught by your parents and literally learn new ways to meet in the middle for you both, that would be the best way of addressing your marriage, so it will work out. I'm almost to the point where I probably don't even want to live with my spouse. They can have a little tiny house on our land, and I'll have my little tiny house, and they can live the way they want to. I can live the way I want to, and to me, that would probably be perfect. As long as we're still close to enough to each other to see each other every day, I'm okay with that. I don't really know how it works right now, because I'm not there. I'm not ready to even think about that, and I don't know how these men want people to move right in with them, and I think they're just lonely. Well, I understand I'm lonely too, but I don't want to live with you. So, and if you're able to do that, then that's great for you. I'm not able to just jump in and move in with somebody. I want to know them more. I want to know and understand them, and make sure that we're healthy for each other. Because, like I said, I've had a really rough upbringing, and I think I was negatively programmed a lot, and I am a clean freak. And if I moved in with somebody who was not a clean freak, I would be miserable. I always chose clients that I could manage the home without disrupting their lives. That's why I liked dementia patients, because dementia, they need help with everything. So I can always go in and redo whatever I need to do that fits me, and it's okay. But if I got in a home where they didn't run their home effectively like I needed to be, I couldn't be in that home, because I'm not going to change their routine because it would make my life easier. I always made sure I got a client that really needed structure, who really needed my expertise, because if I got a client that liked things their way, we bumped heads. I always thought my way was better, and they think their way is better, and I'm just like, no, this isn't going to work. So it's not like they were a bad person. It's not like I was a bad person. It's just they like things their way, and I like mine my way. And that's how I am in a relationship. That's how I am in a friendship. Anybody will tell you I'm headstrong. I'm very bullheaded. And if I want something my way, it's going to be my way, especially if it's my house. So, and I guess that's where I'm headstrong. And people may think I'm narcissistic, or they may even think I'm trying to think of that other one. I really believe it's either my way or the highway. I will not say that again. I believe it should be my way or the highway. I don't care. I don't need you to clean up for me. I don't need you to do it, but I'm not going to do it all. And if you won't do it my way, then fuck you. I'll walk out the door. That's just me, and I'm not even lying. It really is who I am. I'm very stubborn. I like learning from my clients, and I like learning how they like their food and how they like things done. I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned some things that I don't like, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way. So I would go to my supervisor and be like, you need to put me on another thing, because I'm not doing her things their way. It makes no sense to me. No, it's just, it's too much work when I can get to A to B, and it's still the same way, and it looks nice. I'm all about presentation, not pleasing you. So, You know, I've been in a lot of homes, but I have not been in a lot of relationships. So I don't have a lot to compare relationships to. I don't know exactly the do's and don'ts, but I do know when you're in a relationship, you really should get along and be able to compromise and literally get down to what is right for your home and how you want to manage things in your home. And I know I just like things a certain way. Like, I don't get upset. Well, maybe I do. I just don't really express it. Like, if you take off your shoes, don't leave them in the floor. If you take off your clothes, they don't belong on the floor. They belong in the laundry basket. They don't belong in the bathroom. They belong in the laundry basket. Um, I'm good about washing the clothes. When you wash them, you fold them, you put them away. I match socks. I've lived with people who have a basket for their socks, and has drove me crazy, because to me, how hard is it to match up your socks and put their socks in their drawers and their underwear and their bras? You know, everything has its place, and that's just how I'm programmed. Everything has its place. If you got a pencil out of the cup, you put that pencil back in the cup. If you have a bread thingy and you put the bread in the cabinet, put it back in the cabinet. Toaster, like, I keep all my appliances in the cabinet. I grab it, I use it, I put it back in the cabinet. Don't put it on the don't leave it wherever you used it. That's not where you found it, so put it back. You know, I'm very stickler with that stuff. Like, I tried to unprogram myself, but it's really hard. And you know, the more I think about it, I probably never will live with somebody ever again, because I just need my own personal space, and I want my personal space to be the way I like it. And if it's not, I'm unhappy. Like, I'm literally unhappy. Like, I won't live with my sister because she's headstrong, and she's gotten to the point where she don't like to clean, and I'm not going to clean everything for you. I'm not your maid. You are able to. You just don't want to. So, I don't know. It's just like, I have learned to not, like, with dishes, when it comes to dishes, I can actually cook and clean at the same time, and then leave the dinner dishes for the morning. I used to always have to do the dishes right after we ate, because that's how we always did it. You cooked, you did the dishes while you were cleaning, and then after dinner you always clean the dishes and you put them away. I've got to the point where I don't need to do that. I just keep them. I do them in the morning, and then I keep them in the sink, and then I'll put them in the way when they dry, if I want to. Yeah, sometimes I use them so many times, I just keep them in the sink because I know I'm going to use them later. I mean, there are some things that I have unlearned, but I haven't unlearned everything. So I guess I know it still takes a process. It's just like that saying, you have a lifetime of wounds, it's going to take a lifetime of healing. So I have a lifetime of program, and it's going to take a lifetime to unprogram. Of the things that I think that are not necessary, I release, I let go. But there's just a lot that I still think, yeah, you should have a place for that, and it should go back to that place. So I'm a neat freak. Agoraphobe, whatever you want to call me. They told me I was agoraphobe. But yeah, I don't like germs. I always wash my hands. I get it, they'll feel gritty or whatever. I wash them all the time. Um, I don't know. Um, I know I got off topic, but I just want people to understand that relationships take work. And if you get with these men out here, they only want to work to get down your pants. That isn't a way to keep you, what's it called? If they're willing to work, if they're not willing to work to get your heart, then they're not the man for you, because when they're working to get your heart, they really want to be with you. They want a lasting relationship. If they're only getting down your pants, they're only going to go and they're going to do the same thing to the next woman, and the same thing to the next woman, and the same thing. They're only there for their personal pleasure. They're not there for your heart. They're not there for their heart. And I want that man that's wanting my heart and is willing to work for it. So that is what I wanted to say. So please, ladies, don't get on these apps. Please, 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 because they're not They're not worthy of your heart. If you really have a good, loving heart and you want that man to love you, then you need to get yourself out here. I don't know how we're going to find the ones that are genuine. I know they're out there because they're not in those apps. I promise you that. So I love you guys. I thank you for listening and following. I appreciate you. And have a good evening. Love you. Bye.